Ready to explore some really big questions today.
Yeah, definitely some mind-bending stuff.
We're going to be talking about the nature of reality.
Ready to explore
Personal
some
power.
really
the forces
big
we don't
questions
see
today.
that might be shaping our
definitely
lives.
some mind-bending
It's all
stuff.
based on a
We're going to be
fascinating
talking
conversation
about
we
the
had
nature
with
of
Dr.
reality.
Ready to
A
explore
psychic,
some
power.
really
based in
big
forces we don't
questions
see
today.
that might be
So we're
shaping
gonna
our
look at
lives.
things
Like
some
karma.
It's all based on a
We're going to be
fascinating
talking
conversation
about the
we had
nature
with
of
Dr.
reality.
Even the possibility of interacting with beings that are beyond our normal perception.
It's going to be a really fascinating discussion.
So
Talking
let's
about
dive
the
right in
nature
with
of
Dr.
reality.
Even the possibility of analogy she used.
Okay.
Imagine someone offered you your favorite food and something you really dislike,
Okay.
but you just keep reaching for the dish you don't enjoy. She said the universe kind of works that way,
Right.
mirroring what we're focused on consistently.
Yeah. Whether it's positive or negative.
Exactly.
Yeah, that really makes you think.
It does.
Because she was saying that if we're always in this state of like fear and doubt, negativity, it's like we're tuned into this radio station
Right?
that's just broadcasting that kind of low frequency energy.
Exactly.
And so we end up attracting experiences and people
Yeah.
that resonate with that.
And it becomes a cycle.
Yeah, it perpetuates itself.
It does.
And so she was saying that sometimes we can get caught in this pattern of being the victim, always replaying those negative events.
Focusing on what's going wrong.
Right. And she asked this really thought-provoking question.
What was that?
Why do we sometimes stay in these negative spaces
Oh, yeah.
with relationships that aren't good for us?
Or jobs that are just sucking the life out of us.
Right. Why do we do that even when we know it's not good for us?
Yeah. Why do we?
And her thought was that maybe subconsciously we're resisting taking responsibility.
Oh, that's interesting.
Because if we take responsibility, then we can't be the victim anymore. Right. And she...
It's not just about wanting it.
No, it's not just about wanting it.
It's about the energy behind it.
And this is where it gets really interesting.
Okay, I'm intrigued.
Dr. Tamanna explained that manifestation always takes root in the energetic realm before it becomes tangible in our physical reality.
So it starts in the unseen world.
Exactly. So think about creating anything, building a piece of art, even this conversation we're having right now.
Right.
It all starts as an idea, a plan.
An energetic blueprint.
Exactly, an energetic blueprint.
Well, I like that.
And the process of bringing that blueprint into our physical world depends on our effort. And, you know, as she mentioned, our vibrational frequency.
So we have to be aligned with what we want to create.
Exactly. So having that clear vision is the first step.
Right.
But aligning our energy and our actions with that vision.
That's key.
That's key.
Active.
So imagine that your thoughts and feelings are like the initial sketch.
Okay.
The stronger and clearer that sketch is,
Yeah.
the more likely the final painting will match your intention.
That's a great analogy.
And to connect this to a broader understanding, Dr. Tamanna brought in the concept of karma.
Ah, karma. Okay.
Yeah, she suggested that while we might have a specific desire, like wanting to be wealthy, our karmic blueprint also plays a role.
So there's a bigger picture at play.
Exactly.
Right.
So if your overall life journey includes experiencing financial abundance, you're more likely to encounter it.
It's like it's already there in your path.
Right.
Interesting.
And the law of manifestation in this context can potentially accelerate that process or influence the specific form that abundance takes.
So it's not changing your destiny.
No.
But it's shaping how it unfolds.
Exactly. It's like your karma sets the stage.
Okay.
And your manifestation efforts influence the details of the scene.
I like that.
So she used this clever analogy of a physics exam.
A physics exam, okay.
She said your test paper is like your karma. You don't get to choose the questions you're given. However, your answers, the choices you make in responding to those questions represent your free will.
Got it.
And your final grade.
Yeah.
Your overall destiny in that situation depends on the quality of those answers.
So even if certain events or challenges are meant to be there, we can influence how we experience them.
Yes. And that really highlights that destiny isn't set in stone.
We have some say in it.
We do. Dr. Tamanna emphasized that we can actually amplify or lessen certain aspects of our destiny through our conscious choices and by raising our vibrational frequency.
And how do we do that?
Well, she connects that to things like spiritual awareness and inner wisdom.
Okay.
So, for example, if someone's path includes a tendency towards health issues, being aware of that potential cycle
Right.
might motivate them to adopt healthier habits.
And maybe lessen the impact?
Exactly,
Yeah.
potentially reducing the severity or frequency of those issues.
So we're not just puppets.
No, we're not.
We have agency. So for someone who's trying to actively use the law of attraction,
Yeah.
like that college student Dr. Tamanna mentioned,
Right.
what are the fundamental principles?
Well, she stressed that hard work and discipline are still crucial.
So it's not just about wishing and hoping.
No, it's not.
Okay.
Having a clear vision is important,
Mm-hmm.
but it needs to be accompanied by taking practical steps in that direction.
So action is key.
Action is key, and being open to recognizing opportunities as they present themselves.
Because they might not always look like what we expect.
Exactly.
Yep.
It's about actively participating in the process and being receptive,
I see.
even if an opportunity looks different from what you initially expected.
That's a good point.
Dr. Tamanna outlined several key elements for effective manifestation.
Okay, I'm ready to take notes.
Okay, first she said a core belief that you genuinely deserve what you desire.
So believing in yourself.
Believing in yourself.
Okay, that makes sense.
Second, the intention behind your desire is paramount.
Intention?
Okay. If it's driven by ego or a need to impress others,
Yeah.
it's less likely to manifest in a positive way.
So it needs to come from the right place.
Exactly.
Okay.
Third, the concept of surrender is important.
Surrender.
Letting go of the need to constantly control the outcome
Hmm.
and trusting the overall process.
That can be hard,
It can be very hard.
but it's important.
It is.
Okay, what else?
And a fourth key aspect she mentioned is
Yeah.
the power of affirmations.
Affirmations.
And these aren't just superficial statements.
Right.
They are carefully constructed sentences that create a powerful intention
Mm-hmm.
or a high vibrational prayer.
I see.
So, for example, instead of simply stating, I want a house,
Okay.
a more effective affirmation would be asking the universe for the resources,
The opportunity.
the inner strength
Yeah.
to achieve and maintain that dream.
So it's about aligning yourself with the process,
Exactly.
not just the outcome.
The crucial difference is moving away from a sense of entitlement and towards a willingness to actively work for it
Put in the effort.
and be open to the various ways it might come about.
Gotcha.
Dr. Tamanna also offered a cautionary note,
Oh.
pointing out that sometimes we might actually get what we ask for,
Mm.
but then lack the capacity to sustain it,
That's interesting.
whether that's financially, emotionally, or energetically.
So we might not be ready for it.
Right.
Okay.
This underscores the importance of asking not just for the desired outcome itself,
But also for the wisdom.
and resilience
Yeah.
to maintain it long term.
To handle it.
Yes.
So now let's shift gears a little bit
Okay.
to another fascinating area Dr. Tamanna explored.
Yeah.
The possibility of encountering higher beings in our daily lives.
Oh, wow.
She suggested it's entirely possible that we interact with them without even consciously knowing it.
And why do you think that is?
Well, she suggested that maybe our scientific and logical frameworks
Yeah.
tend to dismiss those kinds of experiences.
We just kind of explain them away. Interesting.
But what's really intriguing here
Yeah.
is how this challenges our conventional understanding of reality.
Right.
Dr. Tamanna encourages us to be more open to our own intuitive experiences and not just automatically dismiss them as our imagination.
Or some kind of hallucination.
Exactly.
So how do we do that? How do we become more receptive?
Well, she emphasized the role of faith
Okay.
in being able to recognize these potential encounters.
So faith is key.
It seems to be a big part of it.
This leads to a really interesting discussion
What's that?
about how different spiritual traditions understand these non-physical entities.
Okay.
So drawing on her knowledge of Islamic traditions, Dr. Tamanna brought up the concepts of jinns and feastas.
Jinns and feastas. Okay.
She explained that jinns can be seen as similar to various types of entities,
Okay.
some operating on lower frequencies and others on higher ones,
Okay.
and that feastas are akin to angels in Christianity.
So different cultures have different names for these beings.
Exactly. It's like different languages describing the same basic elements of the universe.
I like that.
It's fascinating how she draws these parallels across different belief systems.
Yeah, it is.
She also mentioned that just as energy, it's about having a direct relationship with the spirit, which she believes is always inherently connected to the divine source.
Okay.
And this really resonates with the idea that spirituality is a deeply individual journey.
Yeah, it's not one size fits all.
No, it's not.
Everyone has their own path.
And Dr. Tamanna shared that while her own practices involve visualization and energy protection, she finds a sense of connection in simple everyday rituals.
Like what?
Like enjoying her morning coffee or tea,
Oh, wow.
rather than adhering to strict traditional forms of meditation.
So finding the sacred in the ordinary.
Exactly.
That's beautiful.
She also addressed the potential for what she called spiritual ego,
Spiritual ego, what's that?
where individuals might feel their particular spiritual path or understanding is superior to others.
Oh, yeah.
Her perspective was that spirituality manifests in a vast array of forms across different cultures.
And that we can learn from each other.
Yes, and being open to and even exploring these diverse approaches can actually enrich our own understanding.
That makes a lot of sense.
Reflecting on her experiences in Dubai,
Okay.
Dr. Tamanna observed how the city has evolved into this vibrant mix of cultures and spiritual beliefs,
Yeah, it's a very diverse place.
fostering a greater sense of unity and less judgment.
That's nice.
She believes that the collective consciousness of a place can be significantly shaped by the dominant energies and mindsets of the people who live there.
It's like a shared energetic atmosphere.
Exactly.
So the energy of a place can influence us.
And we can influence the energy of a place.
Interesting.
Finally, Dr. Tamanna delved into the concept of star seeds.
Star seeds.
Yeah, it's an idea she first encountered in her childhood
Okay.
and later explored in more depth with her spiritual teacher.
And what are star seeds exactly?
The core idea here is that some souls originate from different star systems.
Sort of other planets.
Yeah.
Wow.
And that these souls can incarnate on Earth
Okay.
with specific purposes,
So they're here on a mission.
often acting as volunteers
Volunteers.
to help raise the overall consciousness of humanity.
To help us evolve.
Exactly. And this really broadens our perspective on the journey of the soul,
It does.
suggesting that our origins might extend far beyond our planet.
That's mind-blowing.
Dr. Tamanna clarified that a starseed is essentially a soul from a particular star system that has taken on a human form on Earth, possibly for one or multiple lifetimes.
So they're wearing a human suit
Right.
to experience life here.
She contrasted these with what we might consider Earth beings,
Earth beings.
souls whose primary origins are within our own solar system.
So they're native to this planet.
Exactly.
And star seeds are from elsewhere.
Yes, it's like thinking of different regions having their own native plants and animals.
I see.
And she offered an interesting perspective on the age of souls,
Age of souls.
currently incarnated on Earth.
Okay.
According to her understanding, almost all human souls are relatively ancient, having experienced numerous lifetimes.
So we've been around the block a few times.
We have.
Interesting.
She described younger souls as often being more innocent
Okay.
and perhaps more easily influenced, lacking a fully formed sense of self,
Right.
while still possessing a pure, high vibrational frequency
Simply due to less accumulated life experiences.
or baggage.
Baggage, yeah.
And this brings up a compelling question
What's that?
about the purpose behind each soul's journey and the specific lessons we're here to learn.
Why are we here?
Dr. Tamanna believes that every soul has a unique purpose
Okay.
and a distinct set of inherent gifts, and that developing our human skills alongside these innate talents is crucial for fulfilling that purpose.
So it's about combining our natural abilities?
With what we learn in this lifetime.
Yeah, to create something special.
She used the analogy of carefully choosing your subjects in school
Okay.
to align with your desired career path,
Mm-hmm.
suggesting that our life purpose gradually unfolds
As we go through life.
as we navigate and learn from our necessary karmic lessons.
So it's a journey of discovery.
Exactly.
Well, we've covered a lot of ground today.
We have.
Dr. Tamanna shared so many thought-provoking ideas.
We've looked at the intricate workings of manifestation,
Mm-hmm.
emphasizing the vital roles of our intentions
Our action.
and our openness to possibilities.
And the dynamic interplay between karma and free will.
Right, highlighting how the choices we make
Yeah.
can significantly shape the quality of our experiences,
We've also explored the fascinating concept of collective consciousness.
and how the energetic environment of different places can vary.
And Dr. Tamanna offered some really valuable insights into the Islamic understanding of jinns and feasts.
Drawing those intriguing parallels with the concepts of